My name is Claire Fishpaw. I'm a shaken baby survivor. I carry hope with me wherever I go.
I'm Michelle Fishpaw. I'm Claire's mother. I'm a passionate advocate in raising awareness about child abuse. I knew it was time for me to keep my promise. It was time to tell our story.
In 2016, 9 years ago, I was at assembly at my high school when I saw Alex Sheen talking about Because I Said I Would. His words inspired me, and I had the opportunity to see him the next day at the Columbus Convention Center.
After listening to stories presented that touched our lives, we decided to share our story for the first time. We wrote our promises on note cards. Never a promise story from Because I Said I Would was then created.
My promise was to share my story to help others, to not be afraid to show who I am as a person.
My promise was to educate people and increase awareness of shaken baby syndrome and helping people heal.
In 2017, our story was selected to be in the Because I Said I Would book, A Promise Made, A Promise Kept. It was published in 2018.
Because I Said I Would is a nonprofit dedicated to empowering people with resiliency skills and mental health habits to face the adversities of life.
I currently live in Rhode Island. I work at CVS while attending college. I have a boyfriend. I wrote the last chapter of Claire's Voice. Our story was published in 2021.
And Claire's voice was heard. No mother should have to witness her helpless baby in that condition. No infant should have to endure what she did. She could not escape. She could not get help. She had to bear the pain. She had to suffer. She did not have a choice. She did not have a voice when she was victimized. This became about finding Claire's voice and telling our story.
25 years later, in 2025, we have advocated by spreading the word about shaken baby syndrome internationally. We presented at the 18th International Conference on Shaken Baby Syndrome Abusive Head Trauma. My mom is on episode 71 of The Silent Why, Finding Hope in Grief and Loss by Claire Sandys in the UK. She was also on episode 15 of the National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome, Raising a Survivor of Shaken Baby Syndrome to Adulthood and Independence.
With the sponsorship of former Ohio Senator Steve Stivers, Senate Bill 144 was passed and then, coincidentally, enacted exactly 8 years after Claire's injury on February 28, 2008. The legislation provides mandatory shaken baby syndrome educational materials be given to parents of newborns. These educational materials are currently being revised. After hearing about Claire's law, other families are trying to pass similar laws in their states.
My advice to people with disabilities would be to do whatever you want and don't let anyone talk you out of doing the things that you're passionate about. Don't look at your disability as a roadblock. If you want to experience college and get your degree, or if you want to live on your own and get a job that makes you happy, then just do it. Your disability doesn't define you. Don't be afraid to show people who you are. No matter where you are in life or what you are struggling with, it is always important not to give up.
In Alex Sheen's own words, in over 13 million promise cards we have distributed, Claire's promise story has a stronghold in my list of favorites. Her commitment speaks to a foundational part of what it takes to keep a promise: self-confidence. She inspires us to believe in something more important than dated social constructs.
Thank you, Alex, for making a difference in our lives and beyond.
Be sure to check out Claire's Voice at michellefishpaw.com.